Hey, okay, it's working now. Sorry, guys. Okay, are you all ready for this? All right, let's share my screen here. And I'll look in the chat here in a minute. I just want to show you guys what I'm talking about. All right. Jeffrey Epstein's autopsy points to homicide, not suicide, pathologist claims. The pathologist hired by Mr. Epstein's brother said evidence suggested strangulation. The authorities disputed the claim. Jeffrey Epstein died in Manhattan Federal Jail in August after he was indicted on sex trafficking charges. As of October 30th, 2019, this was updated at 11:49 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. A forensic pathologist hired by Jeffrey Epstein's brother said on Wednesday that evidence suggested that Mr. Epstein did not die by suicide. Let me repeat that. A forensic pathologist hired by Jeffrey Epstein's brother said on Wednesday that evidence suggested that Mr. Epstein did not die by suicide, but may have been strangled. The New York City Medical Examiner's Office concluded Mr. Epstein hung himself in his jail cell while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. But the private pathologist, Dr. Michael Baden, said on the morning TV show Fox and Friends that Mr. Epstein, 66, experienced a number of injuries, among them a broken hyoid bone that, quote, are extremely unusual in suicidal hangings and could occur much more commonly in homicidal strangulation. Yeah, I want to continue. Okay. I think that the evidence points to homicide rather than suicide, Dr. Baden said Dr. Baden, who observed the autopsy done by city officials. Dr. Baden, a former New York City medical examiner and a Fox News contributor, added, I've not seen in 50 years where that had occurred in a suicidal hanging case. The findings by Dr. Baden were strongly disputed by the city's chief medical examiner, Dr. Barbara Sampson, who previously ruled that Mr. Epstein's death on August 10th in the Metro Correctional Center was a suicide. I stand firmly behind our determination of the cause and manner of death in this case, Dr. Sampson said. She added, in general, fractures of the hyoid bone and the cartilage can be seen in suicides and homicides. Yeah, he had 3 broken bones in his neck, 3 different places. Just saying. Dr. Sampson also dismissed Dr. Baden's contention that the circumstances around Mr. Epstein's death suggested other people may have been involved. She said her office had done a, quote, complete investigation, taking into consideration information gathered by law enforcement in making the determination. No one finding can be taken in isolation, she said. Mr. Baden served briefly as New York City's medical examiner. He was provisionally appointed to the position in 1978 and dismissed just a year later by Mayor Edward I. Koch. In later years, he went on to work as a consultant on a number of high-profile cases. On Wednesday, Mr. Baden said Mr. Epstein had, quote, 3 fractures in the hyoid bone, the thyroid cartilage, And if you all don't know, that's a pretty strong place in your throat. He said those injuries were very unusual for suicide and more indicative of strangulation, homicidal strangulation. The autopsy also showed Mr. Epstein had several bones broken in his neck, but the city medical examiner said Mr. Epstein's death was, quote, hanging, and the manner was suicide. Before that determination was made public, an article in the Washington Post noted Mr. Epstein's injuries included a broken hyoid bone, an injury that could have been a sign of strangulation, as well as suicide by hanging. The article helped fuel conspiracy theories that speculated Mr. Epstein may have been murdered in order to prevent him from ensnaring his coterie of rich and powerful friends into his legal woes. At the time, several medical officials cautioned against relying solely on the broken hyoid as evidence of strangulation. It's not a slam dunk, Marcella Sorg, a forensic anthropologist, said in an interview. She said a broken hyoid is a, quote, sign of neck trauma that can occur in both strangulation and hanging cases. Dr. Burton Bentley II, the head of Elite Medical Experts, a consulting firm based in Arizona, echoed that skepticism. It's not 100%, he said. It's not even going to get us to 90. The death led to several investigations into how a high-profile inmate apparently killed himself just weeks after he was placed on suicide watch after a failed attempt to take his own life. Mr. Epstein was a wealthy financier. I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to redo this sentence. Mr. Epstein was a wealthy financial advisor and convicted sex offender. He used his money and connections to get a widely criticized plea deal in Florida in 2008 after several teenage girls gave sworn statements to the police stating that Mr. Epstein had sexually abused them at his mansion in Palm Beach, Florida. He spent 13 months in jail, but was allowed to leave for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. In July, federal officials arrested Mr. Epstein at the Teterboro Airport in New Jersey and charged him with sex trafficking. He was also accused of luring numerous underage women into his homes in New York City and Florida, then coercing them to perform sexual acts with him for money. A spokesman for the United States Attorney's Office in Manhattan had no comment on Dr. Baden's statements about Mr. Epstein's death. So, just go back up here to his picture. Let me make this a little smaller. There we go. All right, let me get the chat pulled up. Okay, so I'm going to get the chat pulled up here and see what you guys think about this. Let me get your comments. What do you guys think? Sure, he didn't. Hello, Black Eagle, Walker on the go, Irby Herb, what's going on? Melissa, Thomas, what's up? Kathleen, Melissa. Yeah, I totally agree. You all should see all the memes out there. Like, you'll find this. I saw one of Pac-Man earlier, and it talks about all the Pac-Man, like what they mean. And then at the bottom it said, and Epstein did not commit suicide. He did not kill himself. Thoughtless gesture. Truth is contagious. I do agree. Black Eagle, scumbag wasn't about to go from living in mansions, importing his sex slaves, to being Bubba's booty call. Glad that pic offed himself. Wish more pedos would. Oh my gosh, Black Eagle. He most likely didn't. He's alive. What for and who for is the question. Exactly, Tim. Gingerlock's mom, what's going on? I'd say he's probably somewhere. Yeah. Can't say for sure, though. Here's the thing. Was it 2 or 3 days before the quote event happened that he took all of his estate and pushed it over into a trust so that if in the fact of the event that he was sued, a trust cannot be touched? Just saying. Nope, they sure don't. Melissa, they sure don't. Hey, Justin. There's no honor amongst thieves. So sad to see many asleep. Still, did you hear about their operation? No, Thomas. Enlighten me. What operation? Hey, Chad, Operation Pogo. What's up, Tim? The Joe info. What's going on? It's been a while. Kelly Kelkel. Greyhawk. Oh my gosh, sweetheart. Where have you been? I was asking people about you, and I was like, I was just worried about you because I hadn't seen you put out anything on your Twitter or anything. You need to come back on my live streams and talk. I've missed you, Greyhawk. So glad you're okay, bud. Chad says the guards were switched and cameras powered down, allegedly. Yeah, yeah, the night that happened. Sure thing. My cousin supposedly committed suicide and had high road break as well. In 3 spots, though, Melissa? I don't know. This whole thing seems so fishy. I mean, how can one doctor say this and then the other doctor say that? I know you can get second opinions, but still. Let's see what Kelly Kell says. Yes, if he knew bad shit about the Clintons, he was murdered before he could talk. He probably knew they'd be coming for him. Not only the Clintons, but he had info and intel on a lot of high-profile people. A lot. But yeah, what was it? Bill Clinton was on he had a private jet, right? And Bill Clinton showed up 27 times. Yet Bill Clinton stated that he was only on the jet, 3 times? Don't hold me to that number, but I know the 27 times is legit and could even be more too. Who knows? There's probably logs for that jet that was done away with, right? Anti-Satan, what's going on? Hey, Aaron, what's going on? Dr. Braden is awesome, Kelly Kell says. Paul Johnstone, what is up? Sorry, I'm just now getting caught up on the comments. Jasmina says, this has been debated since day one. Nothing new. What is important is not how he died or if, in fact, he died at all. Enough billions to be spirited away. Focus should be on the creep's victims. I totally agree, Jasmina. I think they have to go by evidence provided. That's why it's hard to prove. K. Mac says, does not matter. Nothing does. There is no law, no order, no justice. There is only deep state. U1/FISA abuse. BleachBit, immunity. IRS, FBI, DOJ, Comey, Lynch, McCabe, Brennan, Clapper. Don't forget Podesta. And don't forget Pence. Yes. Yeah. I've got like 6 videos in the making that I have so many things, guys. I'm trying to get back in my groove and so many things I want to talk to you guys about. Angela Critters, what is up, sweetheart? Either he's playing golf or Hillary's three thugs got him, like the guards said. I like that one. Katrina, you agree with Tim. He's most likely alive, but who knows, right? Katrina's my girl. Thomas either was killed or put in witness protection. Could have been. Da, da, da. Duxbury Real Estate. What do you say? I'll keep an eye out for him on Martha's Vineyard. Maybe he's hanging out at the Rothschild house at 55 Oyster Wachta in Eggertown. I don't know. I don't know. Could be. Watch RFB. Okay, I can do that. Awesome, Greyhawk. Really, Jamie, I've missed you, honey. One of those incidents happened, you could write it off as coincidence, but since they all happened, it's super suspect. I agree. Hold on just a second. Yes, Lolita Express. That's what the name of the jet was. Thanks for that, Chad. I had a brain fart, couldn't you tell? Angela Critter says, I don't believe in coincidences like the changing of the guards and the power down security system. 4 times. What do you mean 4 times? Oh, Clinton. Okay, gotcha. So Clinton said that he was on the jet on the Lolita Express 4 times, yet the logs showed 27. And I was listening to whose broadcast was it the other day? I think it was it Brian St. John where he had uh it was Marky Mark and another guy that was talking about Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell and then Podesta. All of this goes together, guys. That little black book that Chris Cornell was working on. Yeah, so within a month's time, both of them, I believe it was a month, Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington were both hung, in the same manner. Yet they were working on exposing this huge ring that Podesta was included in. Interestingly enough, and they say that for some reason, the elite like to do the hanging because it's the easiest way to show or make an alleged suicide. That's the easiest way for them to do it, and then it look like a suicide. Hey, Coffee with CC. Love you. Bridget B. I think he's dead because he was murdered. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm up for everybody to have their own opinion here. I'm not saying anything's fact. It's just, when did this happen? And then you've got the New York Post coming out and saying this. So, of course, then again, you always have to use your discernment when reading and watching mainstream media because they will get you. And no problem on text errors. Trust me, my hands fall asleep a lot of the times, and I have many, many texting errors. Melissa says, nothing makes sense. I went to the small town where they live. I literally lost my mind, for instance. No one knew who he was. Really? And someone said he ran out of a stopped car, looked scared at the end. What? Wow, I'd like to talk to you a little more on that, Melissa. Red Ram. Hey, Katie. Hi there. I just saw a pic of him on this supposed island, so I started looking that up. Yeah, I don't think he's dead either. Smokey Perkins was talking about it. Yeah, I was just I couldn't remember whose channel that was on. I think it was Brian St. John's. Murphy B. Ninja, what's going on? Yeah, and they sang a song together too. Yeah, they sure did. They were actually, I think they were planning on going on tour. I know they were best friends, Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington. Like what? Who told you this story and why didn't they go after him or at least let a family member know something's going on? Melissa, not sure what you're talking about. If you like conspiracies, check out Amazing Polly. She's in depth and connects the dots. Yeah, Amanda, I used to really get into it and go deeper. I just, it's like I have so many things going. And of course, with this huge soap opera called YouTube, it's really distracted me from doing what I enjoy the most. So I like to connect those dots and dig very, very deep. And it's like, same thing with cleaning. Once I get started, it's very hard for me to stop. Medgus Guy says, oh, uh-oh. I don't know. This whole Jeffrey Epstein situation has me baffled and disturbed. And then you factor in, as you say, with the Clintons and parts of the royal family. Um, did I mention the royal family? Hmm. The Joe info. He is alive. People like that have Dead Man Switch. Files of dirt on the rich. Joe info. What's going on? You miss Chris. You know what? Jamie, Greyhawk. I just talked to Chris this morning, actually. Um, we'll have to get on Hangouts and I'll talk to you about that. It's pretty funny. There was a guy that showed up on um, the Real Science Girls Hangout last night. She's somebody in a totally different community, Jamie, but she had a podcast last night or a live stream. And this guy that's never been a part of the community before jumped on there. And if I wasn't looking and I closed my eyes, he sounded just like Chris. So I texted him this morning. I'm like, "Did you jump on a live stream last night?" He's like, "No." I was like, "This guy sounds just like you." Like, if I would have been awake while that stream was going on, I would have jumped on there and thought it was him and was like, "Why are you under a different name?" Did you hear about? No, I did not, Katrina. You'll have to text me. Did you hear about FBI releasing info on the Finders cult? No, you so have to call me. Ron Sheckelson. John McCain. I don't think John McCain faked his death. I think he was given an option. If you get my drift, Ron. Yes, it is Nets J for Justice. Thanks for showing up, sweetheart. It's not, it's effing crazy. She also a right left paradigm pusher. Who's a right left paradigm pusher? Not me. I don't go right or left. Time to go hunting. Well, good luck, Jamie. I hope you get something. It's pouring down rain here right now. Amanda Ray says, I know you do. Just think you'd enjoy her content. Oh, yeah, I'll look at her. Thanks. If somebody can put Polly's link in the chat, I'll definitely look at it here in a little bit. One of my mods, please. Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. I think I'm getting caught up with chat now. Thanks, Gina. That's so sweet. Yes, I'm in Kentucky, sweetheart. Polly is. Yeah, if somebody can put Polly's channel link in the chat so I can look her up. And maybe we can even talk together and, you know, I can get a hold of her and we can maybe do a live stream together or something. I love speaking with people that are open minded. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there's a bug flying around me. Gotta love the rain, it brings them in. All right, so Amazing Polly. All right, let me go. Let me pull her up. YouTube. Amazing Polly. Found her. All right. Okay. Yeah, I've got her. You don't use Twitter anymore. Thanks, Mario. I appreciate it. I still use Twitter. It's just I don't get on there as often. Um, I get on there about, I don't know, 3, 4 times a week. I will definitely check her out. I can't believe I haven't heard of her yet. That's crazy. Has she been on YouTube very long? Okay, well, this is kind of spur of the moment. I wanted to go ahead and get this in there, and I don't want this to be too long of a live stream. Twatter. That's funny. Um, Something else. I'm going to be doing another live stream, and I want to talk about how I have trained my dogs, like kind of like a service dog. So I'm going to give some hints as to how I train my dogs as like a service dog. So if you all know anybody, especially young children that are like a type 1 diabetic, of course, it's type 1 is juvenile type 1 diabetes. I'm going to be doing a live stream and showing what I have been successful with as far as training my own dogs. And I would like to share that info with you. I have French Bulldogs, but any dog, I believe, you have to have a bond, of course, with them. I think this would work on any dog. So, yeah, Ginger Locks mom, definitely be watching for that. I'll probably schedule that just so people can be waiting for it. I don't typically schedule live streams just because I don't know. Yes, I'm type 1 diabetic, been that way since I was 11. So 27 years now, guys. So I would like to just share what I know. Hey, Pyramid 7. So be looking for that live stream. I will definitely schedule it, and I look to see you all then. And I might go live before then as well. So make sure to hit the thumbs up, guys. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and share. You all have a blessed day, and I love you bunches. Bye bye.